Hi there, this is Joanne from TrueAuthenticPower.com from Tapping.me, and I'm also the creator of the program Catapulting to Confidence. I wanted to do this audio today because I'm hearing some successful young entrepreneurs badmouth people who can't seem to get off the mark or who procrastinate. And it's bothersome to me because if you have not been in those shoes, if something has come easily for you, or you can push through something, or you can get to the next steps, you may not have any idea what's going on for some of these people who are in your circle, who are being influenced by what you are saying. When I hear people badmouth, call people lazy or stupid, or they're just idiots, or they just have no incentive, they're not motivated, that is so incorrect. And a lot of times it comes from young, influential, successful entrepreneurs that don't really know quite what they're talking about. There is a whole range of what people can push through and what they can't. What they feel can cause some anxiety, but you can still get the job done. When that comes easily for some people, they don't understand, can't figure out, and have been kind of taught that, it's because you're lazy or you're just unmotivated or whatever other tag you can put. That's really not true. And here's the reason why. Unless you've gone through something yourself where something has stymied you enough that has locked in your mind and body to tell you it's dangerous, it is too risky, don't go there, you cannot understand it. The same kind of thing a lot of times will happen with grief. Unless you've gone through a really grief pocket or a number of traumatic situations that have just floored you where you can't go forward, you won't understand unless or until you're in it. You may think you do, but you don't. And in my experience of seeing different group dynamics and different group discussions and people crying out saying, I can't get past this, or I'm so afraid, or I can't join this group, or I'm afraid to meet new people, that is not necessarily just something you can push through and do, depending on your level of what you've associated with it. And it just bothers me because when I hear inexperienced entrepreneurs who are successful in some path has come at least easily enough for them to push through and make a success, they don't understand the shoes. And there are a lot more people out there who are struggling with procrastination and not knowing how to get past it than you're maybe led to believe. So I want to talk about some of the reasons why people really procrastinate, and they can get so locked in and really stop you for a long time. How do I know? Because I've had a lot of people who are in their 40s, 50s, and even 60s who still are locked into links and patterns that they have been struggling with. Hear me when I tell you that, struggling with for decades. It's not because they're stupid people. I've worked with PhDs. I've worked with people who had at one time made big money and then got stymied or stuck, or other people who never could get off the mark. So I want to just give you a little bit of discussion here about what kind of things can stop you, because it's not that you're not motivated or lazy. It could be what you've learned, or what you're anticipating could be so painful that you can't go near it. So what's the first reason? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid is going to happen? Who will criticize you? Who will judge you? Who will tear you down? Because if you had especially early experiences, and I'm talking even before the age of 7, those lock into your subconscious mind and your energy in unbelievably powerful ways. It is not because you're stupid. It is not because you're lazy. It is not because you're unmotivated. It is because your subconscious has now registered to say, oh my goodness, if you do this, if you get up in front of people, if you stand out, if you make yourself known, and you have locked something in previous events into your mind that say it's so painful, there are a lot of people who cannot get past that. And it is not about feel the fear and push through it and do it anyway. Some people can do that. Many people can do that up to a point. It depends on the range of where you fall. There's trauma, and then there's fear. And those are not in the same category. They're not even in the same lineup of emotional being stymied and stagnant. Another thing is some people anticipate the worst possible consequences that could happen. And that is also learned. If you've had enough events, enough turmoil, enough problematic been belittled, been ridiculed, been, made to feel horrible, all of those have registered to say it's not worth it to go there. It's not that the conscious mind doesn't want to. It's that your mind and body has already been programmed to say, it is just too much. What could happen if I ignore the situation? Maybe it's, I'll just look the other way and somehow it'll work out. That's not being stupid. That's being afraid. There is a huge difference. Ignorance is not in the same category as fear, tension, and that kind of panic. People who don't understand anxiety or social anxiety or generalized anxiety that's really above and beyond just normal everyday fear and nervousness about some things that would be normal, that would be considered normal. If you haven't been in those shoes, you don't understand what that feels like. It is not just normal, oh, get over it. What's the matter with you? I would like you to consider, why are you putting something off? What are you afraid is going to happen? What does it remind you of? Because something has got you in a grip and you learned it somehow. It didn't just happen for no reason. It didn't just come out of the blue. Something has got you in a grip and you can work through those things emotionally and release that from your body energy as well, but not from a coach or not from an entrepreneur that's just saying, get over it. What's the matter with you? That won't work. It's very unlikely that it could work. If you are in that level that says, I'm really traumatized over something here and it's reminding me I can't go forward. How often do people actually die from doing this kind of stuff? They may not die, but that doesn't reduce the fear. If you have not been in those shoes, again, you cannot coach or talk about that kind of trauma, that kind of being stuck. I can't go forward. What is wrong with me? There might be nothing really wrong with you, but your subconscious mind and your energy has remembered enough things that are saying it would be too painful. What are you afraid of in the process or as a result of what you're going for? Now, some people will do this where they're saying, I want all this kind of success. And then when you uncover the layers, there might be a lot of fear and anticipation of, oh, but what am I going to have to go through? And what if I can't handle what I need to go through? And what if I lose like I did last time? It's not worth it to me. Now, none of those are conscious, but boy, they can stop you dead in your tracks. Not only have I had clients that have had those kind of situations happen, but I've had a few of those kind of things myself. Trauma pockets that stopped me dead in my tracks. In the part before, when everything kind of broke loose, I was successful and I didn't have a problem doing it. And in fact, sales was kind of a fun experience for me. Not kind of, it was a fun experience for me. Not after some of those trauma pockets, because when you have too much of an overload to handle, and this can happen at any age and any stage, it can happen to you as a child, it can happen to you as a young adult, it can happen to you in midlife. When you hit enough of a breaking point that says, I can't handle this, you are not lazy, crazy, or stupid. You may be stuck or think you're stuck when actually you're in total protection. It just bothers me to hear some young entrepreneurs badmouth, ridicule, tear down people. What is wrong with you? If you wanted it badly enough, you can go through it. That is so far not the case. You're just motivated to keep yourself safe. There is a difference. Now, what do you do about all that? Well, I personally use EFT, and the reason I use EFT is because it not only works on the subconscious beliefs, at least how I know how to use it, and it also works on the body energy. When you get to the point where you can release some of that build up, it's amazing what things can pop open and the relief that can come so that you can, in fact, move forward. It's not just in your head. It's in your body. It's in your energy. And for those entrepreneurs who have a lot of presence online, who just never address those kind of feelings for the people who are in their groups, that are in their tribe, that they can't understand because they've never been through it, I'm here to tell you there are reasons why people get stuck the way they do. They just get to the point where they can't move forward. And there is a way to change that, to heal it, to move beyond it. But just bullying yourself through it or having a coach bully you through it, if you wanted it badly enough, you'd do it. It makes me cringe when I hear that, because those coaches, those entrepreneurs, those people who think it's no big deal, then you haven't been in the shoes and you can't speak to it. I hope this brings some people comfort. There are ways to work through it. You can sign up for my YouTube channel, because I do put out explanation videos and some tapping on those kind of things. I also have a membership site that you can join that has a lot of those kind of videos and audios that you can tap along with. If you're not familiar with EFT, you would become familiar in my membership site. I promise you, it is not that you're lazy, crazy, unmotivated, or don't care. There's something there that has taught you it's not worth it. It's not safe. I can't go there because fill in the blank, XYZ. That doesn't mean it has to stay that way forever. And I just wanted to share this because, gosh, when I hear young, successful entrepreneurs that beat up their clientele or get in their face about how wrong they are and what's the matter with you, oh, you're doing more damage and you're not helping the person get through the initial core template of what created that in the first place. I hope this helps some of you give an understanding to why you're stuck or stymied or feeling like you can't go forward, or you're just so scared you can't push through it. There is a range of fear. And if you're at the lower end or even mid-range, you might be able to push through it. That doesn't mean it's ever going to be comfortable for you at certain times, but you can become comfortable with it. That's what I'm trying to say. You can become comfortable with the things that you need to do, but you've got to get out of the way what you anticipate could cause you too much pain if you go through the process to move forward. Sign up for my YouTube channel. You can join my membership site. There's a number of things that I share that I don't necessarily share in a public forum, where you can learn more about this and actually help yourself and be guided if you need some help. Until our paths cross again next time, this is Joanne from TrueAuthenticPower.com and from Tapping.me. Bye-bye for now.